Hey guys, welcome back. This video is in continuation with the previous video in which we understand about the AWS code commit, and in a simple term it's simply like a GitHub and a Bitbucket repository with some extra functionalities. So I come to the code commit services. You can also search for code commit, and this is the service that we are going to use, and I'm going to show you a basic demo of it, how it's work as a repository. So first of all, like every other repository, we're going to create a repository here, and we are going to give it a name as test, and let the description remain empty. It's optional here, and you can choose this or enable this Amazon Cloud Guru reviewer. What it's going to do, if you are pushing Java or Python code, it's going to review your code and suggest some extra stuff like, okay, you can put your code clean in this situation, you can remove this part of line, and you can add this part, this library is safe, this library is not safe, all other stuff. And as well as a service linked role will be created in IAM on your behalf. It doesn't create. So let's go and create. The repository name is test, and we need to set up few things for performing the push and pull commands and committing the code. So we can perform those stuff on the Mac OS. These are the things that we need to perform from the SSH side. For the HTTP, we just need to go. You must use a Git client and support. Okay, we already have. Create a grid credential for your IAM user. So we have to go and click over here, and we have to create our grid credentials. Initial configuration to create and configure an IAM user for accessing code commit. Grant permission, install Git, create grid credentials. So first of all, you must have an IAM role. We already have an IAM role, and it wants us to attach this permission. From the policy, select this or add manage policy for code commit access. So let's go to our IAM, search for IAM here, open a new tab. So this is the one user here. Let's try to add permission if it's allowed. Attach policies directly. We have this policy. Next, add permissions. Okay, I'm not allowed to add permissions. So okay, let me check this and come back to you again. Let me create a different user which has such permissions. Users, add users. I'm going to create an admin user. Next, attach permission directly, administration access. Next, create user. Now we have admin user as well. So what we need to do, we need to assign this AWS code commit power user permission, although it's an admin user with administration privileges, so that is not required now. Second thing is installing Git. You can install Git by brew install Git or apt get install Git. This is the way of installing onto the Mac, or if you are using the Linux. So moving forward, we need to create our grid credential for HTTP's connection to code commit. So sign into AWS Management Console and open the IAM. Make sure you sign in the IAM user who will create and use the git credential for connection to code commit. So in the IAM console, in the navigation pane, choose users, and from the list of users, choose your IAM user. So we already chose the users, and on the user page, choose the security credential tab, and in the HTTP git credential for AWS code commit, choose generate. So we need to go here. We selected our user. We have to go to the security credentials, and there will be option for SSH public access key, or we are going for HTTPS. We are going to create some credentials. So it's saying this is our credential. Let it remain here. I need to create EC2 instance where we can put this EC2 instance. Here I need to show you those steps of how you can install and install Git service onto Amazon EC2. So we are going to create an instance here. So we are going to say it's a test instance, test EC2. It will be easily identifiable now. It T2 micro instead of T2 micro. Let's take T3 medium, and we are saying we don't need key. We have other ways of connecting to the instance. Amazon provide multiple ways of connecting to the instance, just not only the keys. So it is going to take some time for creating that instance. All that's created, let the status check come to finish or active or okay. So let it remain here. So let's get back to our instance. Is it still initializing? It's still initializing, so it's going to take some time. Let's try to connect if it's allowing us to connect. Okay, it's allowing us to connect to sudo su. Try to run git if git is there. No, git is not there. Yum install git. Hope it work. Now we need to check how we can configure these credentials. Okay, so setting up credentials. Okay, there is no way suggested for how we can set up. So let's go to our console of EC2 and we are going to perform git config username admin. There it is here. Now git config. Okay, let's check how can git config username and email. Git config global username. Let's use this command. Shit. Okay, first name. Global username, and it's going to be this username here. Okay, cool. So git is on. We only set up the username here. We just need to just go and where is our code commit, and we are going to try to clone this now, and it's going to ask for password. Git cloning username for this. The username is this one, and it's asking for the password, and the password is this one. You pasted the password. You appear to have cloned an empty repository. Yeah, I have cloned an empty repository. So the repository is cloned. So I have to go to the test, and here you can see git status. Nothing is there. If you are familiar with git status and other git command, it will be really easy to understand from now. So I'm going to create a file, touch test.txt, and I will do the git status. It's saying that the file is not added, so now we have to add this file to git add dot. Now ls, not ls, git status. Now the file is seen as green. That this means that the file is added to the git repo onto the local. Now we have to commit this, commit -m, adding a test file. So this is the command that we provided, and we have to git push origin. We have to check what the guys use, origin or something else. Let's refresh this. We are into the test repository, and okay, let's see. clone https is I'm not saying any main other stuff. Let's try to push it with the help of origin master. If they say master doesn't exist, again we have to provide a username and password. I will show you how you can configure it for the global, so you don't have to provide your username and password in some other video. Here I pushed the username and password and it's got okay, so it got pushed. Here you can see it got pushed. New branch master is saying. Let's go and refresh that. So if we refresh that, you can see that our file will be there. Here our text.txt file is there. So this is how you can make repository into the AWS CodeCommit, as well as how you can set up your credentials, your IAM credential that's producing your Git credential. From the scrolling down, first you have to go to the IAMs, then security credentials, then scroll down. There will be SSH public key for AWS CodeCommit, HTTP Git credential key for AWS CodeCommit. Cool. So this is how you can set up your Git for the AWS CodeCommit.